Hello, hello.
Hey,
All right. So we are today we're going to talk about changing our mindset and how successful you would be once you start looking at things differently. Um and another thing that came up for me was how we get disappointed in things when they don't work out, but never looking at the fact that sometimes it doesn't work out because that's not meant for you to have. And I know like people, anybody in any industry could look at it as, oh, I didn't get that promotion because they thought so and so was better than me. But maybe it wasn't that. Even military, so certain people get promoted over you. Sometimes it could be somebody was looking out for them more than they were looking out for you. But other times it was that person was looking out for them because it's not meant for you. Sometimes you gotta think that your bigger is gonna come after, right? Because it doesn't come when you want it. It comes when it's the time. It's the timing. Um, I read this book of daily readings by Emmett Fox, and I wanted to read because I really thought the reading from today was really good, and it talked about what you concentrate upon, you bring into your life. Now, how many people focus on the wrong stuff, right? The negative. How many people say, oh man, nothing ever works out for me? Well, if that's what you continue to believe, that nothing ever works out for you, what do you think you're going to get? What are you
no,
always putting out there, right? So it goes into saying many people fail to concentrate successfully because they think concentration means willpower. They suppose that the harder they press, the faster they will get through. But that is quite wrong. Think of a photographic process. The secret in clear pictures lies in the focus. You focus your camera lens steadily for the necessary length of time. Suppose I wanted to photograph a vase of flowers. I place them in front of the camera and keep them there. But suppose after a few moments I snatch away the vase and hold a book in front of the camera, and then snatch away that and hold a chair, and then put the flowers back for a few moments. You know what will happen to my photography? My photograph, I'm sorry. It will be crazy blur. It is not what people do in their minds when they cannot keep their thoughts concentrated for any length of time. They think healthy for a few minutes, and then they think sickness or fear. They think prosperity, and then they think depression. It is a wonder that man is so apt to demonstrate the martyr image. It is always good to make practical experiments, so I advise you to take a single problem in your life and just change your mind concerning your problem and keep it there for a month, and you will be astonished at the results. If you really do keep your thought changed, you will not have to wait for a month for the results. Ye shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So, how many people focus on this goal, right? You focus on something you want, and then you turn around and you stop, right? What stopped you? What is stopping you from accomplishing that goal? Do you think it's that person that's next to you that followed through, or do you think it's you? Are you constantly blaming somebody else for something you didn't do?
you're blaming others. Well, I think it goes back to you want fast results. You want those results, and you think I'm gonna go after it. I'm gonna have it in about 2 weeks. Then 2 weeks come, you don't have the results that you were looking for, and you say, okay, well, that didn't work for me. Let me try something else instead of sticking with it. And that's what happened. But then you look at everybody else so in your life,
Yes.
and then you start comparing yourself to them.
But for me, how do you, as a person, to look at somebody else and say, "Oh, they have that and I don't"? What do you know? How do you know what they went through to get where they are?
You
We
don't.
are constantly picking and choosing what we want to believe about somebody else and how they're doing because of the upfront base of how people assume that everybody else is doing, right? Because you want to know what I want to say is walk your own path. Stop looking at everybody else. Stop trying to be like everybody else. We weren't made to walk in the same path. We weren't.
Yes, God gives you a gift and no one else that same gift. So you have to follow your gift. I think a lot of people look at someone else and well, if they can do it, then I can too. Or they're successful at doing this, so that's what I'm gonna do. Or they'll look at their parents and they say, well, my parents did this and they've actually been successful, so I'm gonna do this too. But then are you really happy if you're doing the exact same thing? And that's one thing that, as you know, that I've done. I try to push my same beliefs onto my kids, and then I said, "Hey, you will go to college. You will do this." But did they really want it? And what happens at the end?
They fail because they are trying to stand up to something you wanted, what
Exactly.
the idea you created. But that's even with adults. Somebody, and I'm a no, I can be. We let somebody else tell us, "Oh, you should do that. You would be so great at that." Wait, I never wanted to do that. But let me try it because they think I'm gonna be great at it. But then
Yes.
you're forcing yourself to do something somebody else said you would be such a great fit for this, that we don't actually stand in what we deserve, right? So today I was doing I'm taking this class to up level myself, right? And we talked about, she did an end of the session meditation, and we were talking about what you got from the end of it, right? And the first thing that I thought about was perfection equals procrastination, right? Because we want to have everything perfect.
That's
Like
right.
you're like, everything has to be in a row. And I'm talking to me. I'm talking about me because I'm not gonna talk about nobody else. I don't want nobody else to say, "Oh, she talking about me." I'm talking about me because I know that me, I am like, this has to be perfect. I can't show nobody this looking crazy. But sometimes in that perfection that we're trying to meet, we're actually procrastinating. We're not doing what we want to do because we said, "Oh, we got to get this out here and it has to be perfect." But
Hmm.
in reality, how do you know that somebody else on the other side doesn't know it's not perfect? They don't know it's not perfect. It's what you present and how you present it. It looks however you want to do it, right? So I could put a picture out there and I'd be like, "Oh my God, that looks so horrible." And they're like, "Oh my God, you look so beautiful." Wait, what?
Really?
I
What?
I thought that was hotmess.com, but but we always find a way to procrastinate instead of doing what we're supposed to do. So another thing I said, regardless if you are afraid, it is okay. Just step out and take the chance. It isn't about what anyone else is doing. You don't have to be supported by everyone. Walk your own path and step into your power. Now, for me, I know somebody needs to hear that, but this is what it is. We sit around waiting for everybody else to approve what we've done. And another thing I thought about today was the fact that we live in disappointment, right? So, coming up through your life, you were disappointed, but you can't go no further because you keep living in what happened in the past. You keep living in that disappointment. So when you have relationships, it's like we can't go past a certain thing because we keep being pulled back to what happened before. And even as we go, right? Somebody, you change, you change, you do things different, but somebody keeps pulling you back to be like, "Well, this what you used to do, but that's not what I did." Right? You're assuming that my response will be the same. You're assuming that my actions will be the same. So how fair is it to another person that you don't allow them to grow and step into their power and be better? Do you ever think that you're holding them back because you won't let them step into their power? I mean, think about it. How many people have we held back because we're like, you know, you weren't no good before, right? But don't get me wrong. Some people don't change at all. They don't, them tigers do not change their stripe. They continue to be the same damn person you knew they were, but they continue to try to pretend. But my question is, how long do you pretend to be somebody you're not for somebody else? How long do you do that? Where do you go past we're pretending to be something somebody else thought we should be?
I think you'll come to this conclusion that you've tried to be this person, and in the inside it just eats you up because you know that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And it's hard to let that go at first because you've been living this life for so long trying to please somebody else. It's almost like it's almost like a marriage
Right.
where you continue to stay in a marriage, you're very unhappy, and at some point you're like, okay, well, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. And then over several years, you're like, you know what? I am sick and tired of this. You're like, but it's been the same for the past year or two. What changed now? Well, exactly. That's my point. It's been that long. It's been 2, 3, 5 years, and nothing has changed. So
Yes.
at some point, I have to start listening to me and listening to what I want in my life.
Yes. Like who do you want to make happy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You or him. Who's more important?
And that's the problem. We go through life not making us happy. We go through life worrying about who else we can make happy. And then we ended up getting pushed under the table because we got so lost in making everybody else happy, or making sure that nobody looks at you sideways, or nobody says, what's that word? He think he better than us, right?
Yeah.
He thinks that he's too good to be hanging out with us. He thinks, but we all about what somebody else thinks, but they never tell us, they never come and say, yeah, I think I'm better than you. I mean, in reality, I'm gonna be who I am, regardless of what you think. So, truthfully, where do you go from there?
Yes.
So, for me, stepping into your power, right? A lot of people is like, well, I don't know what my power is. What you have to look at yourself, and like the paragraph said, change something for just one thing. Focus on that for 30 days. 30 days. And that's just like, that goes back to changing your lifestyle, right? You want to eat better, you want to do better, you want to add something else to your life. You want to think, but what is it worth to you to change for that 30 days? What is it worth? Ronnie said too self-conscious, right? What is it worth to just make that small change? Be it, I want to stop eating carbs, right? And that whole people with, oh, I'm gonna stop eating carbs, but then when you cut it out, you crave it more. So replace it with the good carbs, right? When
Yes.
you think negatively, start just saying, okay, this didn't work out for me the first time, right? Maybe it wasn't meant to be, but it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna have what I need every single time. Everything always works out for me in the end. And run from that, right? Stop going back to never works out for me and then never trying again. Because how do you change? Bernie said, have some grace for yourself. And that's 100% true. Like, if something doesn't work out, do not beat yourself up. And they call it the itty bitty shitty committee in your head telling you were never good anyway, so you should have never tried it. But that's not really where you should be. It should be, I know I can do this. It just didn't
Mhm.
work out the route I took this time. Let me try something different. And if it fails again, maybe that's not for you to do. But we are capable of doing anything and everything we set our mind to. It's just, what is your mind telling you? Because you can say out your face to everybody, well, I'm going to do this. And they looking for you. Where you at, though? Where you at?
Yeah.
And then when you're not there, I knew you wasn't going to do it. I knew she couldn't hold up to say that, right? So
It's best not to tell anyone, though.
and that's the truth. Then, but still, where do you get so that goes back to a lot of what I do, accountability, right?
Yes.
You need somebody to be like, hey, tell me when you're going to do this. Here go my calendar. When you going to do it?
And I think it's important that you have somebody on the outside, say, like for yourself to do it, to someone hold you accountable. And that's what I was going to say before you said that. But you also need someone to hold you accountable.
Yes.
And someone some positive people around you to keep you going. No one negative, because they're the ones that's going to always bring you down. You're like, you know what? You're right. You knew I wasn't going to do it. You knew I couldn't lose 15 pounds. Yeah, girl, I knew it. I knew you couldn't lose 15 pounds. I mean, I don't even know why you said that. So those are the people you need to distance yourself away from. And you need to find people who truly, truly believe in you and says, hey, I'm here for you. Or let's do it together. I mean, my goals may not be 15 pounds. My goals may only be 5 pounds. But we're in this together. And that goes to back to what you were saying, is that everybody's goal is different. What
Yes.
worked for you may not work for me. This guy, because as you were saying a few weeks ago, that some people's body and genetics are different.
Hmm.
Like you and I know that all that water that you're drinking, I can't drink that much water. Now, if I was to drink that much water, what would happen to me? And I'm looking at you, we eating the same thing. How come I don't have a six pack? Where's my six pack at? You know? So,
Yes.
but it's not like that I can't get it. I just may have to do something different, or may eat something else,
Yes.
something that's good for my body, because everybody's body is different. But we just have to find that and stay with it.
Yes. But that's the thing. 30
So,
days.
buddy,
What are you sticking to for 30 days? Right? Because
yeah,
we're not gonna talk about anybody on screen, right? But we the focus on something. But we try to focus on something, and I say at least do it for 30 days, right? 30 days.
yeah, it takes 30 days.
We find
I'm a witness.
we find an excuse to not take it to that 30 days, right? So because if we say we're gonna eat better, healthy, right? We're gonna make healthy choices. You say, but I just want something sweet. Let's go get that, let's go get that
Cheat day, one cheat day.
what whoa, yeah, that cheat
The ice cream.
can end up being every week, right? So we cheating for a week or what? You know what I'm saying? We cheating every week. We cheating for the 30 days. If we're cheating once a week, we've done cheated 4 times in that 30 days. So in reality, what do you do? What are you committed to? And that goes back to what we talked about last week. What are we
Hey,
Brad
my son don't want you to be taking off. He don't want you so much skin. I don't blame him.
said a cheat week? I
Yeah,
mean,
2
at
weeks.
this point, that's what we doing. We cheating a whole damn week, and we ain't getting nothing accomplished because what are you doing to backfill that cheat day, right? Because we cheat that one day, but the next day, are you on target to do what you need to do for you,
Yeah,
right?
but even going back to the cheat day, and we could say yes, it's okay to have a cheat day or a cheat meal, but when is the best time to have that cheat meal?
So
Or or should you drink a whole glass of water before you and eat your food before you say, "Hey, okay, now I'm gonna have dessert." Because most time you're already gonna be full. Most people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a half a portion so I can have my cheat dessert." You
yes,
know, but
so
that's not best because by the time you get to finish your meal, you don't even want the dessert because
yes.
your body's already filled with.
Brandy said the morning and then go for a run. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a method.
Is
That's
that
a
is
good
that a
one.
real thing? Because people are going to cheat in the morning, go for that run, and what's I know
And then they'll do it again the next day. They
and
say,
the next
"Well,
day, well, I
so
ran for
now
this, right? So
exactly."
I can have it.
Yeah, so now they're creating a new habit.
Yes. So now your mind says, Shh, we gotta have that sweet thing so we can go for a run.
That's
But
right.
what are you doing for yourself if you're constantly having something sweet, then running for it? But I mean, that's not everybody's reality. Yes.
Yeah.
2 seconds. 2 seconds. I heard you. Okay. 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 But if in reality, what are we gonna create in place of that, right? What's one thing? So anybody who watches this, 30 days, we about to come up in August. What
Mhm.
are you gonna do for 30 days that's gonna take you to the next level, right? I mean, shoot it in the comments. Let us hold you accountable. What are you gonna do to build you? Whether it be business, health, whatever it is, what is something you're gonna take from here and say, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna have it done by August. How many days August got it? 30?
I am going to write down on my vision board on what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to share it with you so you can hold me accountable.
Okay. So August has 31 days, and it has so you could take till
Oh,
the 30th.
yeah, even the small ones, kind of like how you did me that one weekend where you says, "Okay, listen, you're all over the place. You got a lot of priorities going on." So you made me a list. Basically, it was a quick vision board. It was a short version of a vision board. It was basically a list of chores to do.
You can't. He want to call it chores, but this was his idea. Things he created.
Yes.
Captain
Yeah.
Create right here creates 100 things to do, And
Yeah.
for me, that's another thing that it's a mental battle, right? You're saying to yourself, if I'm not doing anything, I'm what? But then when you're supposed to be doing something, you got this list of 100 things, but then you're sitting here on your cell phone talking about, I got so much to do.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
But you,
That's another thing is when you have too much on your list, then you really need to break it down. You need to actually come up with those. What are the top three things? And then once you find the top three things, then you need to put them in order. What is my number one, number two, number three? Now I could talk this a lot. It's hard to practice it.
I mean, you almost had me for a second because I was like, oh yeah, no,
But
no.
I know what's right. And the funny thing is that sometimes you would know, and that's why it's good to have someone to keep you accountable, someone to keep you on track to say, hey, because you would know those priorities better than me sometimes, probably most times. Um, and because I'm not looking at it as what my priority is, I'm looking at this is everything I got to do. And that's when you broke it down. I was like, no, okay, you have to do all this. But let's be real. Realistic goals.
Yeah.
This is what you can do today.
Mhm.
I think is attainable, and this is what you can do tomorrow. Now let's shoot for this, and then it gives me something to look forward to. It's almost like, hey, babe,
I got
you
two
scratch
things.
my back, I scratch yours. I'm like, hey, I'm good. Whatever you want me to do, I got you. If I know there's a reward at the end, oh, I'm definitely gonna give it 150%.
Oh, it has to be a reward, right? Like you gotta. What's that accomplishment at the end? It's like
Yes.
I'm gonna get this. If I get this done, I get that piece of cheesecake, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, if you stay with your goal in 30 days, then we can go out to eat. You can get your cheesecake and such. But just know that the next day, we start the next month. We're gonna
Okay.
do it right. But it also give you something to look forward to. It's like, hey, babe, we go on vacation. We do this or we do that. Just something some type of something to put on, not even to put on a wall, but I mean, even everything you do, it's always good to have something to say, hey, this is the final result. This is what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
Even when you get on the scales, hey, I started at 220, now I'm at 200, now I'm at 195. That's my goal. And once every Monday, you get on the scale and you look at it like, wow, I'm down 3 pounds this week.
Yes.
I'm down 2 pounds. Wow. And then it really makes you kind of stick to your goal. Say, this is actually working. Now, if you do it every day, you don't do it every day, you're just going to get frustrated
People get
because
on
you're
the
not.
scale every day thinking it's going to change, and then when they
Yeah.
don't change, they get disappointed. So you're supposed to weigh yourself if you really truly need to, because a lot of people, there's people that don't weigh themselves, but you need to weigh yourself the same day, in either on a Sunday, on a Monday, and then it has to be. So just know, if you weigh yourself on a Sunday and it's at the nighttime, that's when you're at your heaviest. If you weigh yourself that Monday morning, now you have lost, that extra food you ate all day. It's not all the way digested, but it's going to give you a better balance of where your starting point is. And then you don't weigh yourself till that next Monday. So you know that you have actually given yourself a week to come back around and see if what you've been doing through the week gets you to where you need to be.
That's right. You may need to make a little small change then. Hey, whoa, then I'm not drinking enough water. Could
So
be the
changes, right? This is we need to start replacing and not cutting out. Because when you start cutting things out, that's when you crave it more. Because you hear so many people talking about, oh, I'm not gonna eat sweets, I'm not gonna eat this, I'm not gonna eat that. Okay, how about, and I know and I'm always talking about this every single time, it's, don't cut it all the way out, change the amount of time you eat, right? So if you eat sweets every day of the week, change it to every other day. Make small baby steps. So if you eat the sweets on Monday, don't eat it on Tuesday. If you eat it on Wednesday, don't eat it on Thursday. So flip flop the days and then start downsizing the size of what you do. Because the minute you tell somebody they can't do something, now their mind is telling them, you're trying to control me. You're trying to control what I do. You are not letting me be great. And that's what it boils down to. you have now told yourself, well, I got to cut this out. So that means I got to indulge it. So if I told her August 1st, ooh, now I got to eat 10
Yeah.
sweets a day because now on
Right.
August 1st, I got to make
Right.
up for the 30 days I'm about to be not with my sweets.
Yes. It's
So
like New Year's resolution where they say, well, I'm going to start. Well, you ain't really, you don't have to wait till the
first,
first.
I'm going to work out
Yeah.
on the first. Well,
Yeah.
here comes the first.
And what do you see on the first? Okay. Most people, they say, hey, they want to get fit starting a new year. And then you see them, man, the first come, second, third, their first week, the gym is packed. So many people in there like, oh my goodness, now I know what their New Year resolution is. But what happens after the second week? About midway through the second week,
Yes,
less people and less people and less
yes.
people.
Because
Because
you're
are
not,
they really committed?
they're
Because
not.
if they were really committed, they would have started when they said it.
That's my thing. If you decide to make a goal, it starts now. It doesn't
Yeah.
start in the beginning because you could change a habit today. You can change
Mhm.
one habit today. You don't have to wait the whole first of the month. You don't have to wait till a Monday. You don't have to wait because, in people's head, they create this thought process that they have to wait till a beginning of something. But every day is a new beginning. So tomorrow, if I decided to eat, let's not do processed foods, nothing processed for 30 days, I can start tomorrow. I don't have to wait till a Monday, till the first of the month. You start now, right? Everything starts now. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, well, it also goes to being comfortable. Because a lot of people they get comfortable. Like
Yes.
sometimes I get comfortable until it's almost like having a job where it's really not your dream job. You don't really like the place, but you're comfortable because it pays the bills. But how bad would you be willing to go after the job that you want, a passion, if you got fired? And COVID was one of them.
Yes.
So during the COVID time, when people got fired or quit or whatever, it was like, okay, hey, I just lost my job. Oh my gosh, I should have quit this job a long time ago. I knew I didn't like it anyway.
Yes.
Or even when after COVID, they said, okay, instead of teleworking, you now have to come to work. Oh, I don't know if I can go back there.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you should have thought about that a long time ago. Now you don't waste it all the time because you were comfortable.
Yes.
The only way you can grow is if you have to you have to remove yourself from that comfortable position that you're in, and that's in everything you do. I'm comfortable the way I look. I'm not really comfortable, but you're comfortable if you're not making a change.
Yes.
So you really have to go after something if you really want to make a change. The only way you can grow is being in that uncomfortable feeling.
Yes.
That's it, because you're forced to react.
Yes. You when people so many people, right? When I say, oh hey, we have a challenge coming up on the first, right? We're gonna go back to the first. We got a challenge coming up. Here's what we gotta cut out. This is what we do. This is what we gotta do. This is how it works out. Oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I'm sorry, because I need to know, what do we not have time for? What is it that you don't have time for? Eating right, doing better. It's a conscious decision to stay in your current state, right? So you want to eat unhealthy food. You want to eat unhealthy food. You want to. This is not what I mean. You want to eat unhealthy food. You're quicker to go to a 1 second. You're quicker to go to a fast food restaurant than to go to the store and buy what you need.
Mommy!
Because you like easy.
Mommy! Ew!
Yeah, because you like easy. You're so quick to stop at like, okay, hey,
Mommy!
I know me and you've had this conversation, right?
Mommy.
Where you, hey, let's just order out.
Mommy.
No. This is when we first met. Let's just
Yeah.
order out. It'll be quicker. And I'm like,
that was my life cycle. That was a part of my priorities, is eating out.
yes, it was. It was everything you did, you ate out. So
Yeah.
it was, hey, let's go, let's cook. And I'm like, well, look, I could cook some shit. I could cook the same meal. I could cook something. What we got in the fridge? Oh no, that's gonna take so much longer. But it
Then
isn't.
you go to a restaurant, and
Yes.
what happens?
You gotta calculate how you calling, right? what number is your food going to be at? Yes, if you go to McDonald's, it may be quicker than cooking, but you still got to get in your car, drive to McDonald's. However far that McDonald's is. Okay, now we're not talking about the people who live across the street from a McDonald's. We're talking about those who still have to get in their car, drive to this place where you could just take the food out and cook it and not everybody is a chef, right? Because we're gonna say, oh, I can't cook. I know, people will be like, I can't cook like you. You've been cooking longer than me. It's an excuse you have attached yourself to. And that's what it continues to be throughout everything in our life. We create an excuse for why we're not doing better than where we are, right? If we're continuing to hold on to these old patterns in life, the things that we used to do, where is room to change if you're continuing to hold on to that old thoughts? And a lot of people say, well, it's easy for you to say, right? Like it's easy because you don't know what I've been through. We all been through something different. It doesn't have to be the same. But come on. Are we going to continue to hold on to that past about, oh, I was, let me say the military, right? So we're going back to promotions. Me and you up for promotion. You got promoted. Now I'm mad because I didn't get promoted, but I'm taking my anger out on you, looking for the little negative things that you have done. So now I'm nitpicking on what you didn't do because I didn't make it. But that's everything in our life, in our marriages, in our relationships, in our friendships. If we don't get the result we want, we are immediately attacking that other person for something they didn't do. But remember, we're going to go back to that is your expectation. And that is like this, that's my word of the year. I think I had a different word, but that right there is my new word for the rest of this year, because I always remember, like, what did I expect to get, right? Because I can't change anybody but me and my reaction. And that's what I'm going to always come back to. How I react to the situation is what matters the most, because that's what people are going to see, right? You do something wrong to me, the first thing they expect you to do is go off.
Yes.
Take a breath. Take a breath, because whatever their response is on why they reacted ain't got nothing to do with you.
That's
they
right.
attacking you is something that's they're dealing with internally on their own. And now you have fueled more fire because you felt like you had to snap back. I'm number one queen of snapback. Let me just let you know that. I'm the queen of snapback. I will tell you in a hot second about yourself, up and down, round and round, to the left, right, wherever else we got to go. I'm going to tell you. But I've learned throughout the years that I'm going to kill you with kindness. It's cool. You finish? Did that make you feel better? Because if it did, I'm glad that you feel better, but now I'm not going to deal with you anymore, because I learned the amount of energy I put into a situation don't benefit nobody. It doesn't. If I lose myself trying to get you to change your thought process on what you think of me or what you thought I did, it don't do a damn thing, because in the end, you still won't look like a damn dummy because you were wrong. People spend so much time trying to prove somebody else wrong when that's not your job, right? Somebody want to talk bad about you? Let them damn talk. If you know it's not true, do not invest any more time and energy into trying to change their thought process, because you cannot. That is one thing I've known for years. You cannot change what somebody thinks about you. That is their thought process, and they will not change it no matter how. Like, you could print out proofs and proofs and proofs. If they want to sit there and say, oh, I know you did it, you can print all that proof you want. They don't give a damn how much proof you try to get, because now you look like a dummy trying to cover yourself for what? Because somebody else thought process of what you were doing changed your outcome of what you've done.
That's right. And just to hit on what you said earlier about, well, I can't do it. You can cook. You know how to do it, but you didn't always know how to cook.
Sure didn't.
So at some point you have to start. And as you were saying that, I was thinking about someone I used to work with. He would always complain about his weight. And every day I seen that he was eating out. It's almost like he didn't know that he was eating out, but he complained so much about his weight. And I'm thinking, but it was something he's always done, that he didn't realize that was his problem, is that he was eating out all the time. And even to touch on, and sometimes it takes somebody on the outside to look at it and says, hey, have you ever thought about this? It's almost the time that when I was at one of the bases I was at. I was talking to a gentleman, and he said that he says,
Look.
I was just at the doctor, and the doctor said that it doesn't look good for me. And the whole time he's doing this. I'm like, man, what do you think it is? I don't know, but I hope it's not cancer. And I'm thinking, but you're smoking right now.
Yes.
So did you not know that regardless of what you think it may be or what have you, do you know that smoking causes cancer?
Yeah.
Do you know that it's almost like you have to prevent doing the things that you know is going to cause harm to you?
Mhm.
And it can't say, well, it can't be this or it can't be that. It could be all of them. It could be all of them. But going back to what you said about someone getting pretty much getting upset because they didn't get promoted. I love talking about this kind of stuff because I think as leaders in coaching and life coaching stuff, you have to let people know how to improve themselves.
Yes.
So going back to people get comfortable is that so many people get comfortable, say whatever position they're at. Man, I'm this, I'm that. They don't really get mad because they're comfortable. They only get mad when they see someone else
Mhm.
getting promoted.
Mhm.
And that's when they come to me for advice. It's like, well, how come I didn't get promoted? I've done all this stuff. Oh, first of all, why are you coming into me now when I've had my door open for you? Come talk to me. Let me look at your records. Let me look at everything you have done. Let's talk about where you need to go. Did you ever come? No. Why come now?
Mhm.
Well, because my friend got promoted
Mhm.
and he doesn't have these type of schools. He doesn't have this. He doesn't have that. Let's stop comparing yourself with other people.
Yep.
Let's talk about what you need to do compared to what the regulation states you should do as far as schooling, as far as education. Let's talk about that. Now, let's pull it up. And I would bring it up. Okay. If you're an infantry soldier, for example, in order to be the best of the best, do you have an expert infantry badge? No. Okay. Do you have a ranger tab? No. Okay. Do you have a master gunner? Are you master gunner qualified? Nope. Okay. Do you have sniper, airborne, any of these schools? Well, I have sniper. You have one thing. What does this other guy have? Do you have a college education? No. Okay. What does this other guy have a college education? Now, don't even compare yourself to this other guy. Let's talk about what the manual says. It's called a career map. Says that you have to have in order to be promoted. It's in black and white. Like everything in the military, it's in black and white. It's dummy proof.
Yep.
Have you accomplished these list of items? If there's 10 different things on there, what have you accomplished out of these 10? You accomplished 2.
Yeah.
Now, do you think you should be promoted to the next rank?
Yeah.
Or to the next grade? Probably not. But this guy did. Yeah, there's things in his record you probably don't know. They may need to meet some quota this year, saying that they need this. So they need a recruiter. He may not be recruiting now, but they need somebody who used to recruit, and that's all they needed.
Yep.
And he just hit the magic button for this year. They got promoted, but people are too concerned about comparing themselves to other. And what does that do? That holds them back from accomplishing their dreams or moving up to the next level.
Competition is the death of
It is.
everybody. You sit there and you want to look at, oh, let me follow her and see what she's doing.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. But then you do it for a couple minutes and then you stop. But in
Mm.
reality, if that's not who you are, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Don't do it because so and so does it and that's how so and so got theirs. Just sit there and ask yourself, what is it? What is it that I want? What do I want? Do I want to do it like her? Then go ask her, right? If that person decides to not tell you, that's their choice. But all you can do is ask. You don't have to. You don't have to sit there and be like, "Oh, she don't know. She don't know what she doing." How do you know? Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
so busy telling everybody else what they should be doing and how you so busy looking at somebody else's video and criticizing it. Like, then turn it off. Turn it off. Don't watch their video. Don't watch what they're doing. Stop watching them. Stop allowing them to dictate what you do and then you end up getting the wrong thing, and then you're mad because what? You didn't get what your result wanted. What you didn't get the results you wanted because you were so damn busy watching what they were doing. You couldn't even do what you were supposed to be doing.
That's right. And even if you followed someone else's guidance, because I can, I think I'm a great example at that. That I did everything that everybody else wanted me to do. And even though I found myself to be successful at it, it really wasn't what I wanted to do, but I did it. But then I look back, I said, but I could have been somewhere else.
Yep.
I could have been successful at something that I wanted to do instead of something that someone else wanted me to do.
But you made a choice, right?
That's right. I made a choice, but I didn't make the choice that I wanted to make. I listened to others. I mean, it was my choice at the end of the day, but I was driven by other people telling me what was good for me. But at the end of the day, I just say, yeah, I'm successful, but is it really what I wanted to do?
But so with that, right? You say you were successful, but is it what you wanted to do?
Yes,
You stayed.
I
Right?
stayed.
So
I stayed. And you know what happens? We sit up here and we blame other people. But you're like, but you're successful. No, but I'm only here because that person or this person. And it's like, okay, I'm thankful. I show gratitude. I'm very happy to where I am. But I'm like,
no,
but
what?
if it
We
was
can't be
my
happy.
will,
We
no,
can't be happy. We cannot, like everybody, we cannot be grateful, but right?
yeah, you
So
can be grateful. Like I'm grateful for where I'm at. And people out there, they're grateful. But as you said here, I'm just kind of mocking somebody's words that they
okay,
said
we
a few
talking.
weeks ago.
Okay, let's do it.
No, I can't do that. I'm a paraphrase all day long.
But that's the thing. So we're great. You make a conscious decision, right? So
Yeah,
somebody tells you you should join the military. You join the military, right?
yeah,
You stay. You continue to stay. You stay. You stay. You stay. You had a choice each and every time you signed your name to something. And that's not just for the military. It's for people who don't pursue their dreams, right? So you get out of school, you're in school and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm going to be a rapper." Right? And be a rapper. Okay, well, what are we going to do to get you on this next path? Are you creating videos? Are you rapping? Are you finding places to go do these raps? Are you getting out there? Are you doing, well, no, I can't get out there. I'm not doing that. Then do you really want to be a rapper? Are you going to school to learn how to, you got to learn the music and you got to learn the different things. Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Now, oh no, I'm going to just get a real quick job down here at the store and I'm going to be there. 10 years later, hey, what were you
yes.
doing?
I'm gonna
Oh,
be a rapper.
I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm outside. I'm rapping. I'm doing this. Okay. 12 years later, you still doing the same damn thing. Now you have made a conscious decision to stay because fear
That's
kept
right.
you in the same
That's
place.
right.
And that's the thing people have to understand. I am not saying that we are not all fearful, but who and what are you allowing to control you? Because at this point, if it's you, you're fearful of stepping out there and taking that chance.
hmm
What is it that's going to help you get to that level that you want to be at, right? What will take you out of your comfort zone? Because we do everything in our comfort zone. People are like, okay, I want to do this. Okay, you need to go live on your Facebook and put yourself out there. Go live. I did a video maybe a week ago. Yep, last week.
hmm
When I got my stuff done. It was last Wednesday with one of my friends, Lisa, and she's doing a 21-day live challenge where she has to go live 21 days. And she had said that it was a fear of hers to be talking in front of people, but you would never know that because when she gets out there, she just speaks, right?
That's
So
right.
even if you fear something, what is going to get you out of that comfort zone? Because that's where we stay, where we're most comfortable. Fear scares the hell out of us. Fear makes us think we're being chased by a lion. Your mind can't stop running. It's like, oh my God, all these people are judging me. If you do a live, nobody knows. You don't know who's watching you. You
That's
don't know.
right.
You don't know what they're saying unless they come up there and type, you ain't nothing, get off this thing.
That's
But at
right.
this point, that's their opinion. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody got a something else too, but we're not going to say it on here.
So
You know what everybody else has too, and it's equated to it, right?
yes. See, a lot of people think that change what happened over time. So they wait for the time to come, but they're not making any action or movement to get there.
Yeah.
It's almost like, well, what are you going to do when you're 21? Well, I'm going to do this.
Mhm.
But they're not doing anything to get there.
Yeah. Mhm.
They just think that when the time comes, it's just going to happen.
We could.
And I think, and next thing you know, here we are, 40 years old, and we're still doing talking about the same
We
thing.
ain't did nothing, right? I dream.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're telling your kids, baby, I dreamt to do that.
Yeah, or they look at you, and it's funny you say that because, like, well, you should have done this, and we would have been rich.
Yep.
It's not too late for you.
Yep.
Everything that we learn, we try to teach our kids the valuable tools that we've learned along the way.
Yeah.
It's up to them now to either apply them or what have you. But they still look at us as, hey, and this is for everyone. They
So
look at us still to be those ones who go out there and take that extra step. But it's time is not going to get you there. It's action. So you have to start somewhere. I say this all the time, like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Just like working on education every day, I would say, you know, I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be a doctor. What I do today?
sat on your
Nothing.
texting.
Texting. Yo, what's up,
Watching
babe? Where you at?
Oh, God.
Watching YouTube, playing with RJ. You know,
Nah,
that's what.
don't put my baby on that list. Nah, sir. Nah.
But the thing is, it's truly that way to where you know you have to do something, but you don't do it. But the thing that eats you up the most is that when you know you have to do it and you're not doing it,
Yep.
you're thinking about it.
Yep.
You're constantly thinking about it. It's like, man, I wasted the day. I know I need to do this, but I didn't do it.
Yep.
But here's the thing: I always think of a train carrying or pulling lots of carts,
Yep.
and at first, even when you're looking at it, when you're driving down the highway, you look off to your right and you see a train. And this train is moving, especially here in Germany, where you got these ice trains that are passing you up, which normally don't happen in the U.S. But these trains are moving. But did they start off that way? How long does it take them to pick up speed?
Yes.
It's a slow process. But once you get going, you start moving. And that's the thing you have to do in everything you do in life. You have to, hey, if you want to write a book, you got to start today.
Right.
Write your first sentence. Today is going to be a good day. This is who I am. This is my life. And this is everything else.
Yep.
And when you look back on the day, you can say to yourself, okay, what did I do today? I actually wrote 2 paragraphs a day. So if I do the same thing tomorrow that I did today,
Yes.
I'm going to have this book finished in 6 months. There, I now have a vision. I've started writing it down, and now I'm gonna apply myself, and this is what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna stick with it. And it goes for losing weight. It goes for everything you do. This is my goal. I want to be at 190, and I'm gonna start today. I just did push-ups before I got on this episode here. I'm starting right now.
So
Every day, I'm
also
gonna do the
writing it down, right? Like
writing it down
we need
because
to be clear on what we want. Because if we don't know what we want, we can't get our end result. But then we're at the end, we're like, oh, but I wanted to do this. Who knew that?
Yes.
Is it your mind wrote it down for you? Because that's when you hold it. Like in your mind, you're like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, and you think it's gonna magically be sprinkled in your lap.
Yeah, and it's done. I've said it. It's now into existence, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, but guess what? I can't tell you, and I have nothing to hold me accountable. I can't look at something to say, okay, well, you did 50 push-ups before you got on today. Did you do 50 push-ups this morning? Did you do 50 push-ups yesterday? But if I had written it down, I was like, wow, you don't believe me? Look, this is what I've done. Because a lot of people just talk. No action, just talk. I always tell people, I was like, okay, what's your plan of action? Okay. Get a vision board? Yes. This is what I'm going to do. Oh, I want this new car. Wait, you want a new car. You have a car. You have no place to park the one that you have right now. Where are you going to put this new car? But that's everything you do. If you don't have a plan I'm not saying it has to be a concrete plan, but write it down. Look back on it.
Yes.
Because now I do that. And when I look back, I could check it off, say, oh man, look at this. This is what I did. Just like Pinterest, when I save projects that I do. And I may have 100 different pictures. And I know I'm drifting and stuff, but I'm looking at it. But the minute I accomplish it, like the barn doors, I now get to delete 100 pictures that have been stored on my phone, taking up space. I've accomplished it. And then you just got to do that for everything.
So a lot of people are probably going to say, vision boards aren't for everybody. They're not, right? But you need to do what works for you. And that's in every aspect of your life. Like everything you do what works for you. Stop looking. Like I could tell you today, do a vision board, right? And if you're not interested in vision boards, you'll say every day, okay, I'm going to do this vision board. I'm going to do this vision board. I'm going to do this vision board. But then you never do it. But just write it down.
But even when you write it down, isn't that similar to a vision board? Well, the thing is, if you don't write it, my thing is, if you don't write it down, how are you going to be able to remember everything that you want to do?
Well, technically, writing it down is not considered a vision board. It's just writing it down. A vision board is actually a board. You put you could do it on a piece of paper. You could do it on anything where you
Put on your iPhone right now. Just
yes,
write it down.
it's apps that you can do that a vision board is. But if you take in your notes and you write down, but you have to write pen to paper. It cannot be a note on your actual phone. It has to be written down because there's a difference in writing something and typing it out.
Typing it out.
Yes. So it needs to be handwritten. Get yourself a little notebook, small, big. I don't have to go get a towel off the stove. It's big, small, large. You get a book and you write something down. Right? Yes. So, like we said when we started, 30 days. What is one thing you want to accomplish in 30 days? One thing. So when you decide what that is, write it down. Put the book. Please don't put the book somewhere you can't find it or somewhere else will throw it away. Put it somewhere where you know. And I learned about mind mapping today, right? Where you take the circles, you draw the circle, you write whatever that is in the middle, and then you draw lines to tell you the steps you need to take to get there. Okay. So it's like planning out what you want to do and how you're going to do it in every aspect, right? Because you can say right now, this is what I want to do. How you going to get there? How you going to get there? People want to say, I want to get promoted. How you going to get there? What do you need to do to get there? I want to go back to writing a book. What do you need to do to write the book, publish the book, and have it out there? What do you need to do? Write it down, mind map, and then I know everybody's heard about it before, but it's actually accomplishing things you need to do.
So even if you don't know the steps, start somewhere.
The idea, yes.
Yes, start somewhere, and when you get to that part, we haven't figured out. I'm sure there's someone else has already done it.
Show up. Just write it down. It will. I promise you, if you write something down and you don't know how to get to it, things will start to appear. But that's what you need to focus on for that 30 days. Remember, we are focusing. It's when you concentrate upon what you concentrate upon, you bring to life. Start bringing things to life. Start creating your reality. Start changing your mindset. All those negative things that you thought before, just like the other day when Alicia said, I'm going to fail my test. I'm going to fail my test. I'm going to fail my test. So if she had got that accomplishment, now she got what she wanted, right? Because she failed her test. So you can't blame nobody else because all you're doing is you go into it and that's what everybody, we go into a work. Oh, today's going to be a bad day, right? Something happened. Today's going to be a bad day. Hell broke loose. And then what you going to say? I knew it was going to be a bad day.
Yep.
Right? So why not go into a situation, you wake up in the morning, no matter what happens today, I'm going to still have a great day, right? Mm-hmm. Something happens, take a damn breath and move on. Stop allowing yourself to continue to go forward on, this is so horrible. This is so horrible. And when you get in an accident, right? People are like, oh my God, this is my third accident in in a month.
It always happens to me. Oh, why me?
What do you think is going to continue to happen if you continue to think like that? Every time you put out there, this is always happening to me. Well, hello. There you go. Have everything you want, because people don't understand. I'm going to keep saying it. We create our reality. Your words create. So why not start creating amazing events in your life? You want to write a book? You're going to write a book. I'm going to write a book. I don't know what the name of it is. I don't know how it's going to come to me, but I'm going to write a book.
That's right.
I want to have a show. I don't know what it's going to take for me to get there, but I'm going to have my show. Like, take the steps. Just
Well, we gonna have our show.
this ain't got nothing to do with us, Pimp. I'm just giving up. Get your life. Get your life. What in the world? Like, see how people always think everything's about them, right? Like, I cannot.
Oh, yeah. I was feeling it. I was, want to make sure that.
Anyway, so we are going to create what we want, right? So you want something, focus on that. Let that be your 30-day focus. Choose something, 30 days. Just choose it and see. I mean, even if you just say you get up in the morning, I am grateful for being alive. I am grateful for being here. I am grateful for the things I have, because if you're not grateful for the things you have, you can't get no more. You will not get no more. Or when you do get it, you're going to lose it, because your mindset has not changed to I deserve everything that I want. You don't have to live in the past. You don't have to live in what your mother didn't have, or your father didn't have. It ain't about them. It's about what you're willing to do for you and what you're willing to create. And one thing that I feel like it needs to be said, stop allowing your children to live in your failures. Right? Just because you didn't succeed in something does not mean they cannot succeed in it. Just because you didn't pursue a dream you had doesn't mean you should knock them and their dreams. I can tell you how many people I've seen be like, oh, I'm not going to let my daughter do that. I'm not going to let my son do that. Well, why not? Because it didn't work for me, because I couldn't do it. I didn't do this. So what? Like, it ain't about you. Let these children dream. Let them have a dream of their own, and let them pursue the things. If they want to drive a damn truck, let them drive a truck. Like, it ain't about what you think they should be doing. Maybe that truck driving will take them to that next thing. I mean, I'm not about kids sitting in the house and doing nothing. We're gonna create what we want, but we're not gonna sit here and just do nothing, right? And at certain ages, children become adults, and they be accountable for what they do.
Yes.
But if you have continued to teach them that negative thought process, start talking positivity to your children. Start teaching them to be better. Start teaching them that their words create, instead of being like, yeah, you can't have that. You can't do that. Oh, you thought you was gonna be successful? Like, oh no, baby, you're gonna be successful. You're gonna do everything that you put your mind to, and you're gonna be amazing at it. Start changing the mindset of yourself, and then it will just flow. But if you continue to stick in that nasty path about how nothing ever works out, this always happens to me, you're gonna always get the negative. You're gonna always get the negative.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody else has anything they would like to talk about, to chat about, but for me, everything revolves around our mindsets. And
Mommy.
I feel truly, even if you feel as though you don't know how to do it, right? Let's have a conversation. I have a link. I'm going to pop it in the comments. It's 30-minute conversation, so we can see where you can where I can help you get to where you want to be. And if we work together, we don't work together, it's all good. But start thinking about creating better for your life, instead of continue to sit in that place of despair and destruction. Because when you destroy yourself, you don't need anybody else to help you destroy you. You have destroyed yourself enough to where nobody else, they can compile what you already think about you, and then you get deeper down into another depressed state, because you have now allowed your thoughts and somebody else's thoughts to keep you stuck. So ask yourself, why do you continue to keep yourself stuck in the same place and not want to go any further? So we will see y'all next Wednesday. Same time, same place. And I appreciate you guys sharing this space with us. Have a great night.